Each day I look at the Hudson River, always thank God. That is the most beautiful place I have ever had.
I like Tappan Zee Bridge, I like the Hudson River, I like to walk around.
The flow of the river gives so much energy to this town.
It's a typical river town. You know, everything starts at the river, moves on up the hill.
Everything I love about here. It's beautiful, excellent.
Feels cool, I guess. Yeah.
It's just fantastic. It's awesome.
A gem in Westchester County.
I should have moved here a long time ago.
Every day is a memorable moment.
I felt like I was on a weekend holiday.
I love it here. It feels like home.
Probably one of the best towns in America to live in.
La gente es muy buena de aquí, de este pueblo. Me gusta el trato, la gente es muy tranquila.
It's a lot of history in Tarrytown, and it's something to be proud of.
We live right over there, and we look out one window and we can see the old Dutch church, and we look out the other window and we can see Phillipsburg Manor. And there's not too many places that you can go in this world that you can see 200-300 and something year old buildings by turning your head. And I think, to me, that's the best thing in the world.
Katrina Van Tassel is buried there. She's a character in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Washington Irving did use quite a few of the names from the stones in the old Dutch church because he spent time here as a teenager. He was sent up here to get away from a yellow fever outbreak in New York City. He was considered rather of weak constitution, so he spent a summer up here with family and played in this churchyard. So the names from the stones kind of stuck.
Before it was filled in, the lighthouse keepers had to row a quarter of a mile to shore to get to Tarrytown to get supplies. This lighthouse used to be 1/4 of a mile out from shore. They kept filling in the river, so it went from almost nothing into filling in 97 acres of the river, bringing the shore to 50 feet of the lighthouse. During the time that the Tarrytown Lighthouse was open, they saved 19 people that were stuck or a boat had capsized out on the river.
When my husband and I decided to get married back in 2001, my idea was that, well, let's get married on Halloween inside the cemetery. When we showed up to do it on the steps of the church sexton, he came up to us and asked us, well, what are you guys doing? And I said, well, we're going to get married. He said, well, you want to do it inside? And I was like, of course I do. Of course we'd want to go inside. It was really, kind of a magic moment for me and my lovely Sleepy Hollow.
After I came here, I feel very comfortable because of the people here.
People are one and all a joy because no one ever snarls at me here.
Viene gente y se reza, la toca, la besa. Y para la gente, la Virgen que está ahí. Ahí no se nota mucho, pero cuando usted le tira la foto, se ve bien.
Well, number one, some diversity, that's for sure.
What do you want to eat today?
Yeah, they love to eat here.
Food, food, food. That's all I can say.
Se você quer grilo tem, se quiser rio tem. mulher também. Até cabana tem, uma lareira tem, violão também, passarinho tem.
I was noticing when it was still cold weather that all the stores had their doors open. I mean, it's a welcoming sort of place. And there are different kinds of stores, sort of mixed.
When we like a yarn, we carry it in every single color it's made because everyone likes different colors. We have wools, we have cottons, we have soy yarn, we have bamboo, we have corn yarn, we have silks. My adult son works here full time. He's been knitting for about 10 years. We have men in our classes. We have lots of men customers. We recently had a gentleman come to one of our classes who was expecting his first grandbaby and wanted to knit a little blanket, and he did. And the baby was born, and he's knitting.
The first thing that I noticed about Tarrytown was I could put a pot of flowers out on the porch and it wouldn't get stolen.
Well, you know, I was so strung out when I moved here because my son was starting high school, and I was like, oh no, what am I doing? I'm ripping him away from all his friends. And, you know, a few years later he said, I wish I would have went to middle school here. You know, I wish I would have grew up here.
You know, we like raising our kids here. It's a great place for families. There's good schools, and our kids will probably go all the way through the school system here.
Both of our children were born and raised here, and the fact that they consider Tarrytown Sleepy Hollow to be their home, and the connections that they have and will always have, and the friends that we have, that's the most amazing thing about this place.
Hudson Valley Rod and Gun. I sell bait, tackle, guns, and ammunition. I've had this shop for 30 years. It's been a family business since 1930. You've seen them go from cobblestone roads to blacktop. You've seen them go from horse and wagons to cars. Like I say, we used to hunt right down here where General Motors is, where the parking lot is. We used to hunt down there. Did a lot of trapping, fur trapping. There's pheasant and rabbit, fox, coon, possum. Skinned them, sold them, took them down to the city and sold them to the fur traders. There's nothing there now. They blacktopped it all. They changed the whole thing, you know. It used to be all swamp down there, where the parking lot is now. We used to have to wear boots to get down through there. No, I had dogs. I love dogs. The last dog I had broke my heart, and I just won't get any more.
My name is Virginia Arpiarian, and I'm the owner of the curio shop in Tarrytown. Well, the thing that was most exciting for me was discovering Bakelite, which is an old form of plastic, and they made jewelry in the 1930s, and I was buying it before they even called it Bakelite. I used to buy it, and it's still hot, but not as big as it was in the 80s. So that was my real discovery, is Bakelite.
Henry Bucci, Hank's Alley. We're selling used furniture and antiques. I've been in the business for 50. But it's meet nice people, you meet all kinds of people. I tell all my customers, you buy something off me, you get it cheaper someplace else, I give it to you for nothing. My father told me a long time ago, a fast dollar's better than a slow 10. And I go along that's the lines I more or less go on. You know, I can't wait to go to work some days. I have my sister and my wife, they help me in the store. They're a big asset to me. And that's about it, you know.
Best thing is the library.
Yeah, Tarrytown Library is really good.
I love Warner's Library.
Warner Library is my baby.
I'm in the library every single day.
Personally, I think this town is very beautiful. I like it very much because it's quiet and people are simple and they live a very happy life. So